Honesty, passion, experience. It's Timberwolves Explosion, hosted on the Paladinolive network. And now, your host, Paladino Joey. Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? I am your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Awijan. Timberwolves Explosion is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps. I thank each and every one of you once and always for downloading and listening to the show. It's a great pleasure to be back on board with you once again today. It's a kind of a snowy, chilly morning here in the Twin Cities, Golden Valley, Minnesota. It's November 1st. Welcome to the month of November. Halloween is over. Thanksgiving season is on. Christmas season is right around the corner. It took about 5 seconds. It was August yesterday. And the Wolves off season was fairly quiet. Obviously at the time we talked about that already. But now we're going to move on into regular season basketball. I'm not going to jump, the show is probably going to evolve here and there, off and on. Some shows I'm going to be detailed about game talk. Some shows I'm going to kind of be general Wolves conversation. There'll be some, game conversation, but it's not going to be as much as maybe some other shows. The Timberwolves do open the season, though, with a 2-2 record. Honestly, not too much to write home about when it comes to the actual play of the team. It's not been all spectacular, but at the same time, I suppose we've seen a lot worse. It's been what it is, kind of, in a way. Like, certain players have been better than others, but generally speaking, it's, I don't know. Nice to see Anthony Edwards appearing to take a step forward, becoming more and more of a leader, and he's going to have to. Karl-Anthony Towns apparently got 44 last night against Jimmy Butler's Miami Heat, who had 16. So, Cat 1, Jimmy nothing so far over there in the Eastern Conference. And it's, I guess there was something about, like, I don't know if somebody asked him about the Wolves or something, and then he said something along the likes of, I'm not a Timberwolf anymore. I'm a New York Knick now. So it's like, all right, so understood. That's about how I would approach things. So I suppose, you get traded away. It is what it is. So 2-2 record, extremely disappointing season opener in LA, and I don't know. A lot of people are miffed at the fact that Bronny James actually has had more minutes in the NBA so far than Rob Dillingham and Shannon combined. It's kind of annoying. And Josh Minot, who had a great preseason and looks closer and closer to being an NBA player. I think he is. It was a mess start. Sure, Anthony Edwards at his 27, Rudy Gobert coming off his brand new contract. We could talk about that right now. So a 3-year extension. This current year, from his it's the last year of his current contract, other than there would have been a qualifying offer next year of up to almost $50 million. It was about 48. Or not qualifying, it would have been a player option. So instead of taking the $48 million, Gobert gets more security, and, well, it is more money long term. There's money there. Because, you never know. You never know. Look at the Vikings left tackle. So, unfortunately, Rudy Gobert, 43, 827. 586, I had to mention that, I guess. And the next year, $35 million. The next year, $36.5. The next year, $38. So it is $110 million over 3-year extension. There's debate all over the place. I think it adds a little flexibility compared to where things could have been. It's still probably too much when you consider what Rudy Gobert brings to the table. His defense is fantastic, but offensively, I'd say he's much closer to being a liability than a plus. Like, it's like, oh boy. Like when he hit that long mid-range shot against the Denver Nuggets in Game 7, we were all pretty much shocked. And wow, I guess as they say, the stars are aligned for the Timberwolves in this 7th game, especially in a time when it looked like the Wolves were going to get blown out of the building in Denver in that 7th game. It was pretty damn exciting. But so Rudy Gobert, my overall thoughts on it, the flexibility, it helps with flexibility a little bit. It does. It takes us out of the ultimate curtain. It saves us a bit with that. Makes things more flexible if you want to make trades, I suppose. I know Ron Johnson locally thought it was really dumb. He doesn't know why they did it. Like, why are you committing money to, 3 more years? You're stuck with him now instead of just like finishing off the last year and moving on. or potentially he just opts for free agency and leaves, which could have happened. But I mean, yeah, he would be a loss, no doubt. Him being Rudy Gobert, of course, but at the same time, yeah, 3 more years. I can understand maybe you see him as he's kind of in the way. I don't know. It's kind of like you had to keep one or the other between Cat and Rudy Gobert. A lot of people, I'm sure, thinking they'd rather have kept Cat. I don't know. It's all over the place. Obviously, Karl Anthony Towns probably has more of a career ahead of him, per se. I wouldn't be surprised if Karl Anthony Towns has reached the ceiling, though. Yeah, like, what is he, 29? Where Gobert is about, 31? So there's that. It's funny how actually they're relatively close in age. Gobert is just kind of like a big brother in a sense. Not like a big brother, but a big brother. It's a little bit older. Defensive Player of the Year again. He does bring that. Occasionally, again, he can dunk the ball in and stuff like that. He's a good rebounder. He's a huge praying mantis defensively. So that's the good part. But offensively, yes, Gobert can be a liability. Having trouble catching the ball when driving to when the point guard or whatever is driving to the basket. Kind of clumsy with the ball, unfortunately, because I don't know, it's just not his game, unfortunately. So definitely limited offensively, but the defense is phenomenal. I like the flexibility. I don't like everything about Rudy Gobert. I don't. If he was, put it this way, if he was making $50 million, I'd be annoyed. Like let's go. Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, whatever you want to call him, in the upper 50 millions, that's a big thing. So that would have been annoying as well, I think, at the end of the day when it comes to, like the long-term commitment to a player he's good, but he's reached his ceiling. He's not going to really get better. Yeah, see, 49, 205 this year, 53, 142 the next year, 50 million. That's guaranteed. That's not a player option. That's 26, 27. And then 27, 28, 1 million dollars. Yeah. See, that's kind of why I don't feel super terrible about losing Karl Anthony Towns. So it's 35 million next year instead of 53. There's a reciprocal. 36.5 versus 57. And 38 versus 60. 1 million yeah, you get the idea. I've said enough. But that's a lot of money for Karl Anthony Towns. He's a good player. But I don't know, 40 isn't enough. 40 million isn't enough for what Karl Anthony Towns brings. So naturally, that's why I'm not feeling all that bad about it. Good, oft injured, complains too much, kind of. I don't know. One day, it's like, wow, he saved our ass in Denver, and then the next day he's not saving our ass. He's not. Not as helpful as you'd like to say, for lack of better terms. I don't want to get too vulgar. I think I've sworn enough already, or semi-sworn enough already, because everybody knows what frickin' means, I guess. Anthony Edwards, yeah, I mean, he's going to be making $50 million in a couple of years. So, well, by 27, 28, 52.3, basically, rounding things up. So, yeah, there's that. Julius Randle's certainly not going to be demanding $60 million, I would hope. Hopefully we can get him to something reasonable. I guess Rudy Gobert territory, I guess. I don't know. It's either way, it's a lot of money no matter how you shake it. So there's that. There I go back into cap talk. But with this team, we've always talked about the salary cap. You know why? Kevin Garnett's contract. Back to the Wolves-Lakers briefly. Every bleeping time, there I go swearing kind of again, because you get the idea. Anthony Davis, every stinking time. The son of a gun kills us every time. He just murders the Wolves every time he's healthy. He makes you hate him. I hate Anthony Davis when he plays against the Wolves. I have nothing against him necessarily. Just when he plays against us, it's just irritating. Like every stinking time. It's like with the Minnesota Wild. It was Jerome McGinley. It's like every time, get out of here. Oh, who scored? The Wild and the Calgary Flames go to overtime. They scored. We lost. Wait, who was it? Oh, it was Ginla. Of course. Get out of here. You get so sick of it. So that's kind of like Anthony Davis. LeBron with 16. He looks like an ageless wonder. 39 years old, and he's dunking like he's 29. I've never seen anything like it. You hope it isn't anything creepy going on with that. Like Nephilim giant kind of talk, but to me, LeBron's not a giant. He's just very tall, very big. But I don't know. It's weird. It is kind of weird. Just Vince Carter years ago. Remember when he was dunking the ball at like 38, 39 with I think Atlanta? And he was like, oh, okay, I got it in there. Whew, whew. Well, it went in. Oh, man, that was a little bit of a stretch, but it went in. Ooh-wee. And then you get LeBron just boosh, like he could pretty much like lick the rim. It's weird. It's weird just how he's kept himself going to this level as long as he has. So as long as it isn't anything demonic or satanic going on, well done, LeBron. Let's leave it at that. Yeah. Anyhow, Sacramento game, I felt like the Wolves were going to go 0-2. Things weren't looking so well, but obviously nice, strong play. This was Sacramento's opener. It was a home opener and everything as well. But Julius Randle showed up to play in this one, but a lot of people would tell you it was kind of an ugly performance, especially in the second half. Julius had, 22, 25 in the first half. Was hitting threes. He went from a guy who couldn't shoot for his life in the season opener. He looked like disinterested and crap and all that. 5 of 6 from downtown. Okay, 13 of 17 overall, 33 points for the Juice. Orange Julius, I guess that's going to be his nickname on this show. Just like I have nicknames for a lot of people, like Rubber Muncher and the Northern Cal guy. I don't like him. Mike Conley looks like doesn't look good. No, and we're still refusing to play Rob Dillingham. I don't know. Come on. I want to hear about Dilly out there. Joe Ingles has to get his 4 or 5 or 6 minutes a game. I love Australians. I love Joe Ingles. But I don't know. I don't know. I think Father Time's catching up on that one, unfortunately. I don't know. I'd probably rather see Josh Minot out there. I think I would. I mean, Joe Ingles, of course, again, does bring the physicality, and it's fun to watch, and he's awesome. But I don't know. It was at 5 minutes and, nothing. Basically, 1 assist and a personal foul and a -1. I don't know. What's the point? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Naz Reid, 19 points off the bench. Anthony Edwards, 32. Didn't shoot that great, but still aggressive down the stretch, helping the Wolves get the win. Conley's been awful, and he's had a wrist issue that requires surgery at some point. Not sure why he didn't just take care of it in the off season, but it requires some kind of surgery. Say, yeah, he can keep playing, and he played through it last year and all that. Well, that might explain why he looks like he's straining on his shot all the time. Well, why didn't you just get it fixed? I don't know. You had the whole summer, man. I don't know. I just would. Is it like an Achilles type of thing, or you're out for like 2 years, and you might as well retire at that point? I don't know. I'm kind of miffed by some of that. Makes no sense. Just wanted to keep shooting on a injured wrist, I guess. But I don't know if it's some kind of like they have to shave some. Maybe there's like a spur or something, or what the deal is, or like stuff going on with the tendons. I can relate to some of that stuff, unfortunately. I've had cysts in my wrist. Makes you think of Hall & Oates, Kiss on My List. Cyst, instead it's cyst on my wrist. Sorry. I almost forgot that DeMar DeRozan was acquired by the Kings, and pretty nice trade for them, I suppose. Kings may be a threat this year, but we'll see. Nice to see the Wolves get the win, though, in this one. Definitely more impressive than that frickin' Laker game. Toronto, I feel like the Wolves were, 1 minute they're blowing them right out of the water. The next minute they're kind of semi-letting the Raptors back in the game. Come on. It was just one of these. It was one of those games. We had a lot of these last year where it's like, okay, can you just finish them off? We did that a lot with the Spurs last year. Anthony Edwards, 24 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. Julius Randle, 5 assists. Yep, good playmaker. He's been a good playmaker, definitely, for Julius Randle. I think he's a better passer than Carl, and Carl can be a really good passer, though, again, at the times, somebody like Karl Anthony Towns is often a black hole when he gets the ball. But sometimes Julius Randle's a black hole, too, but more than capable of being a very nice playmaker. Garnett always bragged about his 20-10-5. Well, Julius Randle, 24-9-5. I mean, all right. I remember how Garnett bragged about that in the commercials, and we all saw him as it's a nice stat. It's a very nice stat. So it is. I'm not majorly complaining about it, but yeah, point made. Julius Randle, great game. Very good game anyway, at the very least. I just saw something I wasn't expecting. Anyhow, okay, nothing bad, sorry. Dante DiVincenzo, 16 off the bench. Again, he hasn't been as sharp as you'd like either. 4 of 11 from outside, 5 of 15. But he got 16 points. Yeah, the field goal attempts to points ratio. Okay, 15 attempts, 16 points. Ugh. 21 attempts by Anthony Edwards, 24 points. Mike Conley, 2 of 9, 10 points. 2 of 9. Yuck. Just what the fiddlesticks. What rhymes with yuck? Yeah. Rudy Gobert. See, this is the kind of game, that you feel good. You feel good about the contract, especially if it's under $40 million. It's even better if it's under 38 or something like that, 35-ish. 15 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks. So you like that, and you hope you can get more of that instead of those, games where maybe it's like Hack-a-Rudy and all that. That is not fun. When you get into the Hack-a-Rudy conversation, that sucks. And you're scared and you're terrified and you've seen games fall apart because of it or almost fall apart. But thankfully, guys like Anthony Edwards getting clutch down the stretch help at the end of the day. Joe Ingles with his, see, there it is, 5 minutes and 4 assists. Okay, that's good. I like the assists. So obviously he's a little playmaker out there. He's got the skills. To get 4 assists in 5 minutes is actually kind of impressive. So I actually like that more than I thought I would. But Conley, and again, somebody who can relate with wrist soreness. Yeah, Dallas game. Do I have to talk about these frickin'... I hate the Dallas Mavericks now. I've never liked the Mavericks. Going back to Steve Nash and all them, the first go round. Well, yeah, he was only there once, right? It was Phoenix that he was at twice. That was the beginning. I think it was the Sam Cassell trade way back in the day. I think it was, because I know Cassell was traded like 15 times. Because for a while there, people wanted him because he's clutch, but then later on, it became more of like, yeah, oh my God, when we first get him, he's the coolest guy ever, and he's so good. Next year, he's an asshole. There I go, vulgar again. But yeah, the next year he's a jackass. He can't get along with the coach. I think we can relate to that around here. With the next year, he couldn't get along with Flip Saunders. I mean, okay, dude. You can't get along with Flip Saunders? Maybe you don't belong here then. Yeah, I'm sick of the Mavericks already. I hate this team. Oh, I hate this team. Oh, let me tell you. I think a lot of Wolves fans agree. And if you don't, okay, well... Go be Mr. Lovey-Dovey then, I guess. Mr. or Mrs. 7 assists by Julius Randle, 20 points. Anthony Edwards, I won't say clutch, but aggressive, intense, 37 points. Much better ratio here, 20 field goal attempts with 37 points. 7 of 13 from outside. That's awesome. Julius Randle made all 3 of his. Dante DiVincenzo, 26 minutes. Are you ready? You ready? 1 of 6. Yep. 1 of 6 overall. 1 3-pointer made. That's it. 3 points. And he got 6 assists. Thank you very much. And a couple steals. But yuck. Dante, what happened, man? Is it Dante's Inferno, or are we going to be... Or is it the fans' Inferno towards Dante? Because he's not playing well, really. He's off to a mess start to his career with Minnesota. But I got to think this is going to... Things will click and he'll get better. In Dante DiVincenzo's case... as for the next release of this podcast, Timberwolves Explosion, the show, of course, yes, this week happened to be, with the weather and all that, the snow yesterday, I recorded Brave the Wild on Halloween. That might be the first ever Halloween Brave the Wild ever. I think I've done a Wolves one before. In fact, the Wolves season openers used to be on Halloween back in the day. So it was kind of cool. I recorded Brave the Wild yesterday on Halloween again. Maybe the first ever Halloween episode of that. Maybe. I mean, of course, I've been doing the show forever. And it happened to be on a Thursday, which is when I normally record that show. And then here's Timberwolves Explosion on Friday. And, here I am on Friday recording Timberwolves Explosion. And, just so it feels like, wow, we're right back in the swing of things here. No, unfortunately, fall cleanups are just getting started. It's the beginning of November, so the release of this show will be sporadic in terms of what day and when and all that. So it's not going to be every Friday necessarily, unless it just happens that way, which would be kind of funny and cool at the same time. So yes, not until Black Friday do things normally get consistent going forward. Like usually it's like, okay, now we're in the swing of things. It's just because the way my job situation is, like regular work, life comes first, that kind of thing. So just bringing that up real quick. As for previewing upcoming games, looks like, yep, you have the Lakers on Monday, the 2nd, coming up here. Now, that's December. What did I do? Oh, I hit the button way too fast. Sorry, that's when the in-season tournament's going to happen in the Christmas season there. It's Thanksgiving season, technically. Denver Nuggets tonight. San Antonio Spurs back-to-back. That's on the road. That's, okay. That's not that easy. Charlotte Hornets have been the bane of our existence for some reason. I have no idea why, other than freaking LaMelo Ball. And the Bulls have been the bane of our existence the last couple of years as well. I don't understand that one either. So it's kind of like home, away, home, away. The Hornets are home. Bulls are away. So I'm not going to necessarily preview any upcoming games, but I can kind of talk about a little bit. That's kind of what we're looking at. Back-to-back, Thursday, Friday, Portland. So like a 92 finals in a sense. It makes you think about those good old days. Could have been 91 also, but Magic Johnson had other plans in 91 to get the Lakers to the finals over a actually better Portland team than the Lakers that year. Because, well, the Lakers, they had a young center named Vlade Divac who was not really ready for the big time yet. He was good, but he wasn't that good yet. He was really raw. Kareem had been gone and all that. So it wasn't as good a team as they had been or could have been later. And then Magic ended up, we all know what happened there, unfortunately. Ended up being positive for HIV, and then he retired and came back and retired, that kind of thing. So, that kind of stuff. The Wolves are going to play Portland 3 times in November. And within less than a week, boy, we're going to get sick of those guys, aren't we? We're going to play back-to-back games in Portland? Back-to-back games in Portland. What kind of schedule is that? What the heck? So, yes, Friday, Wolves host the Blazers after, again, home, away, home, away, home, away. Again, these schedule makers, I don't know what they're doing. Home versus Denver, away versus Spurs. Home versus, but that's a back-to-back. And then you get a day off. Then Monday it's Charlotte at Target Center the 4th, of course. November the 7th at Chicago. November the 8th at home versus Portland. 2 days later, 2 games in a row at home. It's a miracle. Miami Heat, Jimmy Butthead, if he doesn't sit that one out because he's too good for us. And then 2 games in Portland on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's kind of weird. And then stay on the West Coast with Sacdo again. So that'll wrap up the time in Sacramento this year unless we play them in the postseason, which is possible. We won't be playing Portland in the postseason, I don't think. I'm not sure they're ready for the playoffs. So that'd be kind of funny. Phoenix Suns hosting them. They're 4-1. Nice start to the year with Tyus Jones at starting point guard for the Phoenix Suns. I'm kind of curious. I might look at them. Toronto Raptors, I guess you can call them right now, 3 days off, Sunday the 17th to Thursday the 21st. The 1-4 at right now. Raptors are going to probably be, the record will be much different at that time. Boston Celtics look like the defending champions, and they could possibly be a repeat. A lot of people think they will repeat, actually. That'll be Sunday the 24th in Boston. They're 4-1 at the moment. 1 day off. Then you have Houston and Sacramento in Target Center back-to-back. Interesting for ticket holders there, going back-to-back games at Target Center, but not against the same team. Where Portland fans will see the Wolves twice. But then that's it. We're not going to Portland again the rest of the year because, you know how it is, 2 home, 2 away. I believe it's still like that. Yeah, should be. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I think hockey's different. Yeah, we play the division more. In baseball, it's way different. At least I think so. Yeah, it is. And then the LA Clippers with their new logo and new arena. You can tell it's a big ship. And it's about time the Clippers get recognized for what they are. A sailboat. And so many reasons why I hate LA. They steal other teams. They steal other fans' team. They steal other teams, keep the name. And, I don't know, sailboats don't really represent Los Angeles. They represent San Diego, where they came from. The Los Angeles Chargers, what the hell is that? They're the San Diego Superchargers. Yeah, San Diego Superchargers. Los Angeles Rams, okay, there you go. There's the one team that really is yours. That's your team. That's your team. The Los Angeles Rams. Congratulations, you did something legit just once. They lost them for 20 years, and they came to St. Louis, and they went back. I don't know. And then you have the LA Lakers. What's a Laker? It's a ship it's those big ships that you see in Duluth and Canal Park or other areas like Chicago and in Michigan and such. Lake Michigan. Illinois and all them. Lake Ontario, Lake Erie. That's a Laker. Those big ships. Does that represent LA? No, but they kept the name. Minneapolis Lakers, yeah. The Raiders, they went from Oakland to LA for a bit, then back to Oakland and to Vegas, da-da-da-da-da. But it's just annoying how they always keep the teams. Yeah, the Brooklyn Dodgers. Brooklyn Dodgers, they kept the name. Come on. That was about dodging, people dodging the subway in New York. Does that have to do with Los Angeles? So you know what I mean? So it's kind of annoying. Now I'm going on a rant here. But, no, I'm not a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers at all, especially recently. Especially since a certain guy named Magic Johnson got involved. I don't know. It's like, yeah, they got better, but just the whole vibe around the team completely changed. There was something different about the Dodgers before that I kind of didn't mind at all. Magic gets there, I don't know. It's just a totally different vibe. I don't know what it is, but it bothers me. I don't know. I don't like the Dodgers at all. But, yeah, they won. I'm not going to say congratulations because I don't congratulate the Warriors either. Yuck. So there's certain teams I don't vibe with them, and that's the Dodgers right now. Okay, I don't like anything in LA like right now except maybe the Rams. I don't like them, but I respect them to a point. Like at least they're like legit. It's their team. Yeah. So you get, I don't know. Just feels like a big fraud everywhere in LA to me. Everything about LA is a joke. Yep. What? It is. Sorry. Anyhow, that's the month of November coming up. Obviously not going to do detailed previews. I went on a mini rant talking about Gobert's contract. I don't know. I think it's going to be a one-shot episode because I don't know. Unfortunately, started a little late in this case. So it's going to be a shorter episode, unfortunately. I'm not sure how much fan interaction there is. Again, one shot. We're not even going to take a break, and it's not like there's ads anyway putting in. But hopefully someday I can get some ads of some kind, get some income for this episode, for this podcast, as there was some for a little bit with the Basketball Podcast Network. Brave the Wild is on the Hockey Podcast Network. That was the parent network that the Basketball Podcast Network was on a couple years ago. They ceased operations with the basketball side and the football side, surprisingly, but stuck with hockey, which is, their bread and butter, and Brave the Wild's still there, so that's cool. This one, yeah, so there were ads on the show a few years ago. It was at DraftKings, so unfortunately, no. The only thing I have right now is, if you want to, the only thing I have possibly now is I put a link to the crypto.com app in the show description. Basically, it's like a referral, and then you get $25 put in your account to start trading cryptocurrency with your cash. So that's pretty cool. So, yep, and that would actually help the show as well. So if you want to do that, great. If not, understandable. Some people are probably scared of crypto a little bit, and it is what it is. I don't think it's anything you're just going to lose your shirt as long as you're not like crazy and, put too much in and I don't know, sell at the wrong time, buy and sell at the wrong time, basically. buy at the top and sell at the bottom. Yeah, okay, that's kind of on you, unfortunately. So it's very similar to the stock market in that sense. I don't know. People like it, people don't like it with that sense. So I guess I'm going to have to pull up the mobile device because something funky with the browser right now. At TWolvesEX. There's also an Instagram, which I don't mention a whole lot on here, unfortunately. And yeah, that one, if you could follow it, that'd be wonderful. It'd be greatly appreciated. I'm trying to actually pull the correct one up here, so my apologies on the fly. I should have had this pulled up already. That's what happens when you have like 50 shows. No, I don't. Come on. It's everything but Timberwolves here. What the heck? It's like it just knows. Yep, Timberwolves _explosion. I should just know that by heart anyway. Yeah, Timberwolves _explosion. Could use a little love. It's got some love. Some people follow it, but not that many. And if you could, that'd be wonderful. It really would. So it'd be very much appreciated if you could give that a follow. So, yeah, I like using the Instagram as well. I don't think there's any comments. I'll check just in case. Because I know some of you are there, like Levi and Tanae, I believe, are both there. Andre, yep, from locally. Tene, not Lene, I'm sorry, Tene and Levi Brown, brothers from New Zealand. Yep. Again, yep, and a lot of you know that I changed the logo back in the summer, late summer, I believe. I hope a lot of you like it. I still haven't really heard too much feedback. Some of you, like, I think Levi, Tene, I think you guys like it. Vince liked it. Marcus thought, I forget what it was. It's like he liked it, but maybe thought it needed a little bit different. Marcus traditionally, yeah. I mean, Marcus always, Marcus, yeah. So sometimes, it is what it is. He's very picky with art, and I understand. He's pretty artistic, to be quite honest. As is Paul Caniff, Tuniverse Caniff is his nickname. So there's that Twitter account. Let's get there. I actually had it up and closed it. That was cute. Now, if I could get caught up to where I need to be, that'd be very helpful. Yeah. Yes, I'm almost there. I think I am there. Yeah, the retweets. I want to thank Tene and Vince Germano for retweeting the most recent episode. Really appreciate that, always. What was this all about? I think this is already... Yes, that was on the last episode. Wait a minute. Nope, that was a bat signal. My apologies. Minot has made strides. Okay, yes. Nope, I talked about this. I kind of did. I think I was saying Minot has made strides, but what annoys me is his body still looks like a rookie. Needs to bulk up. Yep. Yeah, people were like, come on. Yeah, like it's true. So, Tene, here we go. Now we're into the regular season conversation. Tene Brown, out of New Zealand. This is the Lakers, I believe. Wolves' rebounding has been pathetic so far. And I was saying, honest to God, this is the worst Timberwolves game I've seen in forever. Yeah, I was mad. I hated that Laker game. Tom Randall. Does he follow? Okay, I better follow. I'm going to follow Tom Randall. Follow back, Tom, if you could. He says, we shall see, but that trade, meaning the Wolves and Knicks, that trade may have made both the Knicks and the T-Wolves worse. Sometimes you just stick to the recipe that is working. I was saying it's definitely terrifying to me, though that contract was way, way too much, meaning Karl Anthony Towns, and would have been a huge problem as well. Tene Brown says, no need to panic one game in. Lakers have had this same team for a few years. Basically, early season games are always in favor of stars that have played together for a while. Yeah, because like the Wolves with Randall and DiVincenzo, there's not much chemistry yet. It's a fact. Like when I joined up with people back in the day, it was like first couple, at least for a while, it's like, it's kind of odd. It's fun, but it's odd. Tene continues, my issue is the rebounding was already an issue, and now it's worse. Randall isn't much of a rebounder. I think he's decent, but yeah, he's not like elite. He's not, he's not an elite rebounder for sure. Don't think there was a whole... Okay, here we go. What? Follow back, Joey. Shame on you. Sorry about that. Please understand podcast. So yes, I was saying my dislike for the Maverick grows with each time we play them. God, I can't stand them. Please understand podcast said they've had their horseship up their arse or up their ass every game at Target Center, and we've gifted them so many chances. I agree with that. Yep, I agree with that. I agree with that thought 100%, it's been extremely frustrating. Boop. I actually literally just responded. Apologize, please understand. Yeah, that was a couple of days ago. So my apologies, and I followed back. Thank you for the follow. Please understand Pod Minnesota Sports. Okay, nice to meet you. Most honest Minnesota sports takes and gambling. Pretending we understand crypto. Yeah, gorillas, golf, patriotism, investors, possibly you. Okay, sounds good. And I followed back. So my apologies. I maybe was late to the party there. And I guess that's it. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, something else. From somebody totally different. No, not related to me. Those tweets that get kind of highlighted. Yeah, no. I'm just going to say no. It's not. Yeah, not related to the Please Understand podcast. So yeah, nice. Thank you for the tweet there. Hopefully we can interact in the future, for sure. So with that said, I want to thank all of you for listening. If you'd like to call into the show, you can pick up your smart device. Every smart device has a free voice recording app on it. Open that app, press record, treat it like a phone call or voicemail or whatever, or a podcast is really in a lot of ways what it is. Because I've I think I recorded a whole Wolves show on mobile outside by the fire. I think the Wolves had lost to Denver, and I was getting down in the dumps. I think the series had just tied up, and I was not feeling good at the time. Thankfully, the Wolves survived and won that series. After kicking the Mavericks' ass for the Mavericks, kicking the I'd like to do that too, kicking the Nuggets' ass the first 2 games, and then everything went downhill for a bit there. I was pretty depressed, but it was fun to record the show, no doubt. I was watching on mobile and recording next to a fire pit outside because it's spring and it's so nice out. Oh my God! And having the fire pit going, I can't just sit indoors in front of a TV. I am sorry, I can't do it. No, I have to be outside. I have to. And that's what was going on. Kind of like in the fall, too, at times. Because fall and fire pits, pretty popular exercise this time of year. Pretty popular thing to do, is what I'm trying to say. So, yes. Anyhow, the point I'm trying to make. Open the free voice recording app that every smart device may have. Press record, talk into it as long as you like. If it's 5 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, if it's 1 minute, whatever it is, your thoughts on the Wolves, your thoughts on the player, your thoughts on this, your thoughts on that, but mostly Wolves related if possible. Yeah, try to keep it Wolves related if possible, which all of you have been good about in the past. Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about any of you messing up the show. Today's calls have been unbelievable. Vince Germano. I think Hank McCoy, Wayne Hunt years ago. It's been so long since I've heard him on air. God, I missed you. Love to hear Vince's voice again, Tanae's voice. Levi, don't be afraid to do it sometime. But then, when you're done, send it to Paladinolive@yahoo.com. Paladinolive@yahoo.com. I then convert the file to a MP3 file to put it in Audacity, the editing software I use anyway. Thanks to cloudconvert.com. Cloudconvert.com. I'm giving them a free plug because what they do really helps the show. So thank you, CloudConvert. What a reliable website. Awesome website. So huge recommendation there. With that said, we'll see how things go in the month of November. Big game tonight. Hopefully it's another turning point with the Denver Nuggets like last year. Remember the Celtics and the Nuggets last year? And it's like, ooh, this team surprised me. Man, that was some good stuff. And then everything just changed after that. The Wolves were in first place forever. Hopefully that happens again, starting tonight with the Denver Nuggets. Wolves and Nuggets tied with a 2-2 record in the stupid Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah, the little shocks. I want to call them the Shocks, but no, they are the Thunder. They're 4-0. And, Levi Brown, I think he's a Thunder fan, isn't he? So, I've seen the jersey. I've seen it many times. So, it's his profile picture. But he still loves us as well, which is greatly appreciated. With that said, take care, guys and gals and guys. Share the show with people. Retweet. Tell a friend or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. Please tell a friend about the show. Pass it on. And let's keep Timberwolves Explosion growing in the right direction. It's been a nice year, thanks to the play of the team, I'm sure, in a lot of ways that can generate interest in listening to Timberwolves Explosion. But, again, if you share the show, and obviously the positive ratings, the 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, hitting the like button if you happen to be listening to this via YouTube, because I know YouTube does, it's connected to YouTube as a podcast, not as a video at the moment. Someday I might do a video too. We'll see. I'm not big on video though. Right now, maybe I should because it seems to grow faster there over the years with a lot of podcasts. But hit the like button if you happen to be there to help that channel grow. And wishing all of you the best month of November as we go forward. The release of the show again will be sporadic until the lawn cleanups are done, and then we'll go back to the regularly scheduled Fridays, like we like to do once a week, Friday, until the Wolves hold the Larry O'Brien Trophy. We'll get to that when the time comes, though. Real quick before I sign out, want to give a plug to From Flip to Finch, wonderful Facebook page, huge recommendation. Scott Doherty, great guy, and some other wonderful posters on there. So huge recommendation. Again, to go there to the Facebook page. I almost forgot, so I apologize. So this is a one-shot show. I like to put a cute little ad in between the segments, letting people know that check out that page. But yeah, Scott Doherty does a wonderful job, and he's a great guy as well. So you'll love it. Flip to Finch, Wolfpack from Flip to Finch is the name of the page. Check it out. But otherwise, until next time, take care, and yeah, take care and go Wolves.